Are we witnessing a global intifada?
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution! The same global intifada, the same uprising, which we have heard preached across the globe for the last 14 months by terror sympathisers who want the West to fall.
When I think about the USA, it should burn! Death to America! Death to America!
What do you think about the burning the American flag?
I love it. Burn it down. Burn it again and again and again.
Such a system does not deserve to exist on God's earth.
Overnight, at least 15 people were mowed down at high speed by a man who drove his truck into crowds in New Orleans. He has been identified as Shamsuddin Jabbar. The FBI says he was inspired by Islamic State and was, quote, hell-bent on carnage.
It was very intentional behavior. This man was trying to run over as many people as he possibly could. This perpetrator who went around our barricades in order to conduct this, he was hell-bent on creating the carnage and the damage that he did.
The FBI says Shamsuddin Jabbar was a recent convert to Islam. Let's be clear, the West is not next. Terror is happening in the West now.
One day we can have a Muslim majority nation here in Canada, right in your face.
We have Canadian law here, and you say that you want Sharia law to displace Canadian law. That doesn't sound very respectful.
In majority, you wouldn't have any other option. Owe our allegiance and our loyalty first and foremost to our religion, not to the Queen, to be honest. When I went for my so-called oath, I was silent, I didn't say anything. It was your responsibility to make sure you got it out of me.
Western countries have done this to themselves by refusing to call out extremism and refusing to shut down the hate and threats spewed on our streets by terror sympathisers.
Intifada revolution!
Intifada revolution! The warning signs have been there for a long time, but they have been ignored. This was entirely predictable. Since October 7, pro-Palestine protesters have taken over the streets. They excused and tried to justify and slaughter of innocent Jews. In places like Europe and the US, it has been even more menacing and intimidating. Flags of terror groups have been waved so brazenly in the streets. Here at home in Australia, we saw the ugly scenes on the steps of the Sydney Opera House. And there are hate preachers who walk among us who openly and publicly celebrated the massacre.